How to install the window. There was a doorway here, we blocked it up. So you're going to fit little window, little fan window. Window is here. It comes like that. A window, sill and the glass. So one of the first things we're going to put the sill on. The silicone, white preferably, and put a bit of silicone along the back lip edge of the sill, as that. Then remove the film on the inside of the window. This is the underside. The reason we do that, because as you can see, these two grooves here, these two holes, they're drainage holes for the frame. Water is allowed to get from this window is upside down, by the way, so it's allowed to come out this way on top of the sill and out, not in. That's why we're sealing up along the back edge. Then you put the frame in, sill, and you can see once it goes forward, I'm not going to do it yet, once it goes forward it's going to achieve contact with that silicone, and then what we do is we push it in, basically just in line with that frame, center of the frame. We fix it with 50mm screws. So I need 2 hands for that, so I'm going to turn the camera off. That's now fixed. Now we take silicone again, and this is the underside of the frame itself. That's top of the sill. So to avoid any water push sideways, we need to fill in. I'm doing this with one hand. You need to fill this in, this screw, that gap, and that will stop any water exiting from the sill sideways. The same with the other side. That's it. Then I would install these cups, just a little dab of super glue on, and then fix it on like that on both sides. Now this window is ready to be placed in. Right, then we're just gonna position it exactly where we want it. Then we pack and wedge window into position. So I only had to use a couple little packers here, and I put 2 wooden wedges on the top to keep it nice and plumb. That's level, sides are plumb, gaps are equal, and then I'm gonna foam all the edges around with fixing foam. My advice is use PU adhesive foam, which is basically fixing foam, rather than just a expanding foam. This is expanding foam, it's a gap filling, and this is fixing foam. So the best is to use fixing foam because it does not expand too much and it fixes the window nicely. Okay, and just gently foam it in. Takes a few minutes to set. And then you can you can open the sash and drill and fix with screws. As you can see, I'm not filling a lot, I'm just filling enough to secure that window. You can see how far back I am actually on the inside, so I'm just going to do a little bit on the inside. Using foam is very important because it secures the window and still allows the window for any slight movements due to expansion and contraction. Lock the gun, and now just leave it for a few minutes. It's rainy outside and damp, so that's gonna go really, it's gonna set really fast now. 10 minutes later, foam's gone solid, so we can open the window, drill on the side, couple screws on the side and fix it. And using frame fixings, fix the frame mechanically to the wall. Like that on all four. Oops. All four sides. Like that. As you can see, extra fixing there and one there. Now I can pull out the wedges and fill the holes in with foam. Nice and easy, slow. You don't want foam everywhere. Then we can proceed to glazing. So with scraper, solid blade, we just pop out the trims, glazing beads. I'll use the same opportunity to pull the film off. It's not needed anymore. It's to protect the window during transport and installation. Okay, now I'm gonna need packers. I'm gonna clip them because this is a fan window, basically hinged from the top. What I'm doing is I'm putting packers, 2 packers on the bottom and 2 packers on the side of the top, like that. So packer, packer, packer and packer. These 2 will take the weight of the glass. These 2 here will keep glass central. Now the glass, let's get that on, and it fits nicely, snug between side ones. If there isn't, or if there is a bit of gap there, you can always use fin packers and pack up evenly all the way around. but that's basically that. You don't have to put anything on top. This glass is not holding the frame. If you have side hung windows, you need to follow toe and heel, basically opposite corners, depends which side is hinged. Please see my other video how to do that. And then next thing is putting the beads on. Beads vary between manufacturers. I need 2 hands for this. Basically rubber mallet, and you just need to tap it in. So just started there on top, and then that's it, like that. Another bead. Try to do this without. There you go. So hit it along the glass, not into the glass. Bend the top one into position. Bend the bottom one into position. And then tap them into place. Now what's left is remove all the protective film, cut back any protruding foam, cut these back, and then trim it with whatever size trims you need. Trim all the gaps all the way around and seal up. And that's it. How to fit a uPVC window. And yes, on the end, bit of cleanup around. Sometime you'll have to do a bit of scribe. That's how much brickwork is out. It's nothing we can sort. There you go. Bit of sealant there. Trim on. Ta-da! Trims on. Window wipe. Use solvent uPVC cleaner, which is acetone based. And that removes all the black marks, scratch marks, anything you might have on the frame. Makes it nice and clean. Silicone again, white on white. Trying to do it with one hand. Then squeezy squeezy. Nice thing. Seal up against the brickwork. And no, I'm not using white. I'm using clear. And if you sealing up against the painted wall or painted render or whatever, I would suggest use exterior grade caulk or frame sealant rather than silicone, because at least you can paint over it. Look at that rugged edge now, it's all good. And there it is, trimmed, sealed underneath. And never ever seal up this joint here between the frame and the sill, because these gaskets here, they allow water to go through the underside of the glass, and you can see the drainage holes. They drain that water through these holes here on top of this sill, and then you'll see a drainage hole there. That's the one that goes through the sill, through the frame, on top of the sill, and that water comes out. So if you seal this up here, the water can't escape. Then it trickles, goes back inside. Never ever seal that outer edge. And here on the inside, as I mentioned, we got painted surface. So between the trim and the painted surface, using caulk to decorate the caulk, because that can be painted, silicone can't. Single-handed, yay! Bit of finger action. Where's my wipe? Look at that, beautiful, beautiful. Ta-da! One window finished on the inside.